Hello, this is my Management 655 final project and presentation. My name is David Carter, and I'm going to work on how we're going to do the final project for implementing it to for the NBA draft process. I want to show you guys how it works. So the first step is the problem statement. So the problem statement is that NBA players cannot enter the NBA draft immediately after high school, and the problem affects NBA players and potential future NBA draft picks. The why is you won't get why this is a problem is you won't get NBA players like LeBron James who came out of high school straight to the NBA. That created this story that was inevitable and created a unique background to it. The how to change this is the solution slide, which I will talk about later in detail. So the first part, I want to talk about the stakeholder analysis. So there are various stakeholders involved. The top stakeholders involved in this process for change is Adam Silver, the NBA draft prospects, and the NBA executives, and as well as the agents. Adam Silver is the one who decides on this issue, if he likes it, if he doesn't like it. He's the one who's going to have control over the situation, and if he wants to implement this change, it's important to communicate with him. NBA executives are the top ones behind Adam Silver, so they're kind of in the running for how we're going to organize this change. NBA draft prospects, they're the ones who this draft is really about, and the fans as well. But the draft prospects are who we need to consider and who we're going to reach out to about making these changes. We need to reach out to them, tell them how we're going to do this, and communicate with them, as well as the agents. NBA agents are also important, as they're the ones who represent these players in these drafts. And these agents are the ones who are going to need to be communicated to, like telling them the new rule changes and how this will affect the process. So they are informed because they represent the players, as well as they also represent the NBA and trying to get these players to the NBA. So it's important to communicate with them. The next slide I want to talk about is the proposed solution to how we're going to change this issue. So how we're going to change this issue or change the proposed solution is the solution is that we're going to let NBA players have the option to join the NBA the year the same year or during the last year of high school, or when they're completing their last year, them completing the GED requirements. They are immediately allowed to enter the draft after they get they can go for the NBA draft after they get the high school diploma or GED, and they're also allowed to they can enter the NBA draft the calendar year of when they turn 18, that the same year the NBA draft is. This is a solution. The reason why this is important is once again, you can have generational talents on your team like LeBron James, who changed the landscape of the NBA. It would make things more interesting. It would add value to it, and it would just create more interest in everything. It would really get things going. Could be good for the league. And the timeline I wanted to talk about is very straightforward. 3 steps to this timeline. First, we're going to have a NBA Commissioner Adam Silver is going to have an executive meeting to talk about these draft process changes. That's the first part of the meeting. We're going to kind of go over in detail how we're going to make the changes. After that, we're going to have any NBA executive in office meet with top NBA agents to discuss changes. We want to meet with the top agents, let them know, hey, this is why we're making these changes. These are why it's important. We want to tell them, let them know, like, be transparent. This is going to change the fabric of the NBA. It can be very good and beneficial for the NBA, and we want to do this. And it's going to be helpful for the league. And it's really going to make an impact and a difference. After that, the last part is NBA Commissioner announces the draft prospects change. It is in effect. That is October 1st. The agent meeting is going to be August 30th, 2019. These are the 2 next steps, and it's July 10th. We want this to be completely into effect October 1st. We want to get this done as quickly as possible for the season start, so NBA draft picks and NBA agents for the following year have time to kind of understand the process and, go through it and really plan for what their next steps are going to be. We want to get this implemented as soon as possible. And after this part, I'm going to talk about the communication plan. So the critical path network diagram. This kind of goes into more detail of how we're going to do it. We're going to contact MBA agents. We're going to work within ourselves with everyone in the team. MBA executives, after we talk with them, they're going to reach other MBA top officials who aren't executives. So they know we're going to keep this kind of, people may know there may be rumors, but we're trying to keep it within ourselves and get going on this process. And this is kind of the network diagram is more of the timeline in more detail. Now we're going to talk about the communication part one, formal elements. So before we make the formal announcement to the public that this change has been effective on October 1st, what we're going to do is just communicate with everyone in the MBA and the top agents. We have phone calls, emails, in-person meetings, just getting everything going, finishing it up in detail. And lastly, we have our communication part two, which is the informal elements. The last one was the formal elements. This is how we're going to deliver the message. And we're going to deliver this message via social media, getting everything going, just telling people on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just announcing it via the MBA's Twitter, Instagram sites. Hey, this is public. You guys know about it. And it's official. You guys can use this to your advantage, get the MBA going. And that's the plan. Thank you so much. And appreciate the class. And that's our plan. Hope you guys like it. Have a good one. Bye.